everyone. Welcome back to Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching. This is Erin. So I wanted to record a podcast today on an issue that I used to get called out on, and honestly, the way I've been feeling a little bit lately, probably get called out again by my mentor, Franny Hoffman. She would say to me in the past, you have been thinking about feeling your feelings. You've been thinking your feelings rather than actually feeling them. And I didn't know what she was talking about because I was, just at that time, this was years ago. If you read my first book, I talk about Franny Hoffman. I think I may have even mentioned her in the second book. She's my spirit mama. I love her dearly. I would go into her office and I would, my ego is kind of like, what's up? What you got? I've been feeling my feelings. I've been having proper nutrition. I've been doing yoga. I've been meditating. What you got for me? The part of my ego that's I've been a good girl. What you got? And then she would look at me and she's like, you haven't been feeling your feelings as much as you think you have, darling. And I was like, really? And she's like, I can see it in your body. And I was like, damn. It's good to have people in our life that call us out on our bullshit. And I am not above not doing practices. I can't just, oh, I don't take yoga, I don't meditate, oh, I don't eat right, and then somehow be balanced and sane. That's not how my life is or was. If you know anything about me, you know that, back in the day, I was a rascallion, if that's the word. I just, I got into shits because I was disconnected from myself. I was up in my head and I listened to my head's ideas. My head's like, it would be a good idea if you just drink all this alcohol and then pop a pill. And then when you're coming down, you get up with some Adderall and then we'll have some coffee. And then, just kind of mix and match with more severe and epic thing versus little stimulants or Benadryl or whatever I could get my hands on. And I was a little, pharmacy of Western med stuff until I started learning about Eastern med stuff and started swapping some things to kind of calm my nervous system, but also still, be able to function. So, I have a history of disconnect, and but I do have a skill set now where I can drop deeply into my body, very present, so present, to where I can coach and I can see just these quantum problems coming up out of nowhere when I'm coaching people of yes, E equals MC squared or whatever. All these different little solutions come up and I just know them and I speak them, but I wait until the person is about to reveal it to themselves anyway. We do it together. And I do it compassionately. Dropping into myself is a huge skill that I have. And when I'm there, baby. It's the everyday, driving from one place to the other, or the house is messy. There's dishes in the sink. What to do? That's when my brain wants to be let's just go up here. I don't want to deal with this. This is unpleasant. It's funny because at my studio, we have Yoga Sutras of the Month. I've been promoting Nishala Joy Devi, which, by the way, last call, we're hoping to get a few more signups for Nishala. I think maybe not everybody knows how amazing she is, but she's hopefully coming to Thrive in April. We do need to get probably about 10 more signups. So if you've been like holding out, please sign up. If it doesn't wind up happening, I will refund you. But we're hoping to get her down here from California. We are studying the sutra, I believe it's 2.6 and 2.7. It's from Sadhanapada. It's Sukha Anushayi Ragaha Dukkha Anushayi Dveshaha, which talks about try not to be in excess with things that you're craving and things you're attracted to, because it's it's an energy leak. If you're too I want it this way, and I want this, and it's just you're completely driven by your desires and your mind, and you disconnect from yourself. It's the same thing with things that you don't like. My rejection game is strong as far as oh, I don't like that. Let's go over here. And that's why I do yoga. That's why I meditate. That's why it's not just I am holier than thou. Look at me, I'm a yogi. It's no, I do it. It's are you fucking insane? So Yeah. If you are maybe questioning, like, am I just thinking my feelings? Like, can you drop in and can you do the exercise of really making contact with wherever you're feeling your thing, your emotion, your sensation, and can you hang out there long enough and with enough patience so that you can make it expansive. You can make it expansive. And you can flood it through your body, and then it becomes thin and it becomes kind of watered down. And you're able to almost like breathe into the texture of it. And then your body does this thing where it starts to almost like digest the molecules of whatever emotion that is. And then you feel a release, you feel a shift, but you feel it, you don't think it. I think that's where you can get caught up. You feel it. And then the mind will change, of course, because it's all connected. But then you see what's underneath that emotion. Like if I've been resisting it, sometimes there's like a surface level emotion. Like you're like, well, I'll feel anxiety because that's much better than feeling shame all the time. So I just kind of like put a little layer of anxiety on top of my shame cake, which at the core, it's like, oh, it's so heavy. It like hits me in the gut. So if you are thinking that maybe you're thinking your feelings and you're not sure, if you can go through that exercise, then you're probably in your feels, which is good. You know, sometimes we disconnect. Of course we do. That's just the human condition. In my latest meditation, which by the way, I released a new meditation on Insight Timer, finger guns. It is called Quick Pranayama Breathwork for Releasing Negative Blocks. Quick pranayama and meditation for releasing negative blocks. That's what it is. It's a channeled work. That work and my Healing Inner Child meditation, both of those are channeled. That means I can't take credit for it. I was just the vessel. It just was birthed through me. I was very in the zone. It was one shot. I didn't mess anything up. I was just like in the zone. So you can check that out. If, on the other hand, you like kind of go up into your head and you're just like, well, I don't know what I feel and like I don't feel anything. Feeling your feelings takes practice, and it's not something that most people want to do on the reg. You know, life can be very sparkly and exhilarating, or it can be very like, you know, you can catastrophize. I can't speak today. You can make things worse off than they are in your mind. So if you do that, like if you have a tendency to go up there, you need to drop in here, baby. You need to get into your heart. Yoga is the joining of consciousness in the heart space. Yoga helps us to see reality as it truly is. And so if you're not getting that from up here, you need that spiritual nutrition to drop into your body and come into a whole space. So yoga, meditation, running, being out in nature, you know, being around a spiritual community, super important. Sometimes like, you know, even if you don't have a spiritual community, let's just say you're in the middle of nowhere. It's like snowing. Maybe you're in Marquette, Michigan. You know, listening to YouTubes of like Eckhart Tolle and Sadhguru and Muji and, you know, different spiritual leaders that you can kind of get that spiritual nutrition from, or pop open a book if you're a reader. I like to listen I like to kind of mix it up. I listen to videos sometimes like midday if my mind's like, what do we do? Let's have a snack for no reason. I'm like, okay, no brain. So then I'll, you know, digest something. I'll get something done on my to-do list. I will watch a YouTube video, and sometimes seeing the video of the person, the spiritual leader, helps you to connect with them. I'll go for walks in nature and I will listen to my Audible, my headphones. At night, I read. I have a Kindle paperweight because I do not want my phone anywhere near me. So I read at night. I usually get through, it's kind of sad, I get through like 2.5 pages lately and then I'm like, so, but that's actually a blessing because I used to not be able to sleep very well. And now like, look at me sleeping after 2 pages. So, by the way, I got some really great feedback about the ASMRs. They were older videos, but I don't even want to turn the camera around, but I'm looking at my studio room and all the stuff is out that needs to be out. It just needs to be set up. So when that's set up, I have my microphones. I think I'm going to start doing that for you all, since I had like so much positive feedback about that. And I have so many new toys to use for it. And ASMR has really evolved as an art. And it really has helped my partner, Matt, to draw into himself and like calm him. And it helps me too. So I hope you got something out of today's podcast. I felt a little rambly, but you know, I'm here. I showed up for you. I showed up for myself. Continually showing up for myself so that I can show up for others. And one last thing maybe I'll leave you with. This is something I've been saying in my yoga classes lately. So we bring our hands to heart center. This is Anjali Mudra. And you know, this practice of taking a few deep breaths, maybe yoga practice, meditation, and just drawing into the present moment. This is the gift that you give you so that you can access the more subtle energies within you. And then you cultivate compassion, kindness, tolerance, love, generosity. So imagine collecting that in your heart and then like a well that overflows, pouring it into your hands. When I do that, I feel this like energetic pull of my hands into my heart, and your hands represent service. This is you being in service to others, and I can feel my hands getting super warm by doing this. So this is part of my service, these podcasts to you. So thank you for listening, and I'm going to give you the good energy that I captured in my heart. So let this be the gift to you, and then go out in the world and give the gift of kindness, of love, of hugs, of smiles, of kisses, of high fives, of fist bumps. You know, maybe pay for someone's coffee. If you're going through the toll, maybe pay for the person behind you, and it starts like this trail of everybody paying for each other, and you're still paying the same amount, but somehow it's a little magical. So don't be afraid to create some magic in your life. And thank you as always for stopping by. And I appreciate hearing from you. If you send me an email, Erin@erincoach.com. I love hearing from you. I think that's it. I've talked a lot. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to support the podcast and if it's helping you, please consider writing a review. You can go to iTunes or Google Play, go into the search bar and type in Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching, scroll down, and you can leave a review. This helps other people to find me as well as bumps us up in the search ratings. Also, this podcast is sponsor-free, so that means we don't receive anything for doing it. If you feel so inclined and this podcast is helping to support you and you want to return the favor and help to support any production costs of the podcast, feel free to give a donation to a Venmo link, Thrive Yoga Fit, or PayPal, Erin@erincoach.com. If you don't have the means, don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere. You're all good. But if you would like to give back, you can give back in those ways. Thank you so much. Namaste.